What's up, y'all? DK here from DK Beats. I figured it would be good to add some content like this to my channel of just really me unpacking the beats I've created. And I'm going to learn along the way of some decisions that I made that were good and that were bad. And I think it'll be interesting for me to see at least some of the growth that I've had over the past almost 2 years now of trying to put out a beat every single week. But yeah, what better place to start than beat one, where it kind of all began. And what's interesting about this is that I've made hundreds of songs before this, and maybe not complete songs, but I've created hundreds of beats. I've been involved with different artists and bands to flesh out songs. And so like the songwriting process is something I'm very familiar with in arranging and being creative. But then on the other hand, mixing and producing and mastering, and that is a different skill set than songwriting. But it's been a lot of fun trying to hone that skill set. I'm just seeing right away as I open this session of like some things, I'm like, why did I make these decisions, And sometimes there's not a right and a wrong answer to songwriting and producing and mixing and all those things, but sometimes there is a right and a wrong answer. And so it's just one of those things, as the more that you learn, the more you get into it, you kind of uncover these things. But nevertheless, this is beat one, and it's called I Still See You There. And so this was the first beat that I sat down and I made when I was like, I'm just going to start doing this for real again. I remember when I first sat down, this was the drum beat that I programmed. So that was actually supposed to be just the start of the beat to the song, like just this tom feel. And I wrote this key line with it. And so in doing this, I realized that that's not really a dominant drum feel. And this is more like a constant auxiliary percussion happening. And so that's what I did. I basically ran it through an amp sim and put some verb on it and distortion. And as you can see, there's no EQ on this. I guess I didn't feel like EQing. These are some of the things where I'm like, what was I doing? But yes, and so beyond that, I programmed an actual beat that would be more of the groove to the song. And this is it right here. Just a kick, snare, hat, 2 snares. See, 1 snare is totally dry, and the other one has some verb on it. That's by itself, and here they are together. So yeah, kick, 2 snares, and a hat. And then once you layer in that other feel to it, it's pretty groovy. The other thing too is since I've been doing this for many, many years, you learn to be able to make decisions quickly that hold up pretty well over time, because you know some of the decisions you made previously in writing songs, and it's like, wow, that was too busy, that was too much. And so as you grow and get more experience in that, you look back on those times, you're like, I was doing too much, I was trying too hard. And so it's always better, in my opinion, to settle on something a little bit more simple, a little bit more repeatable, not because you want it to be easy, but those are the things that usually hold up the best. Just a straightforward drum beat or a groove. And so the bass line goes with the keys, of course. I put some distortion on it. Or no, I didn't actually. This patch just is a little dirty sounding. So very straightforward with the keys. interesting that this was the very first beat that I made, because I feel like this does encapsulate like all the styles that I enjoy, and that I feel like I have something to say within this avenue of like hip hop, spacey, a little bit gritty, like shoegazy and atmospheric, and like all of it together is like kind of, I don't know, it's a good first beat in my opinion to like the genesis of DK Beats. Kind of has all the elements that I enjoy. Other couple other things here. There's a pad panned to the left that basically plays the entire song almost. Kind of plays off the bass line a little bit. Cool. And then there's also, I've done this on a couple beats. I just like the way this sets up a new section or like a chorus or a verse, just like playing a chord on the guitar and big verby chord. It's spread out. Geez, some of this, I don't know why I put that much low end on the spread, but there you go. But yeah, it starts out the section nice and kind of transitions well. It's one of those things to where if you're not paying attention to it, you may not notice it, but it does. Just kind of sends you into the next part well. This is a microchord part. It's a little oscillating pad with some modulation on it. It's at the very beginning, and then I guess towards like the bridge or whatever. But yeah, some of these, it's funny how by themselves they're not really that important, but they provide the texture that make the entire song up. And then I guess the last part, which I love slide guitar. I think slide guitar is one of those expressions to where it could be very emotional, and there are plenty of guitar players who have used slide guitar over the years. But yeah, this is a very simple part that just kind of sets the tone as well for the atmosphere and the emotion. Oh, that's not it. That's another microchord part. I remember adding this. It's like a little tiny bell and whistle of like, I need something high pitch with lots of delay repeats on it. Once again, you can barely hear it. But the guitar part I was talking about is this slide piece here. I guess this is the quote unquote verse. Sliding up to the tonic, and then it comes back down to the tonic. See tons of reverb on that. I love it. Yeah, but you can see this is at least 12 tracks. And for some reason, there's not a lot of EQ on some of this stuff, and everything is like has a limiter on it, which I don't do that anymore. But I know that I could go back and actually remix this to make it a little bit more clear and to pop, but I haven't yet, and so I don't think I will. It's just, these are the things that you learn as you go, and the steps, and once again, I've produced quite a few songs before this, and you can see how elementary some of my techniques are here, like regarding EQ and compression and limiting. Like, it's not the best, it's not very textbook, but the end sound is still okay. It still holds up in my opinion, and like musically, artistically, this beat still holds up. That's pretty much it. But like, a lot of, if you zoom out here, a lot of it is just like building a section and then knowing when to bring it out and bring it in. And there's not a whole lot happening, but altogether it does make a simple, atmospheric, pensive sounding track. So yeah, that's kind of it. I mean, pretty straightforward. I'll just play some of this beat as we wrap up the video so you can kind of get the vibe. But of course, feel free to go over and check out beat 1 that I uploaded a year and a half ago. Still holds up. I still see you there. And I hope to see you on the next video. Cheers.